Let's take a look at all these arguments which the CBI had made in the court, and then of course we will go to one of our reporters who will help us understand this better. Let's talk about, what were the key allegations which were presented by the CBI? What was the CBI's argument in the court? Now, what did the CBI say against the Aam Aadmi Party convener Arvind Kejriwal? Now, CBI claims that they have seized some electronic evidence from a five-star property which was allegedly used by South Group. CBI claims that South Group members had stayed in a five-star property. South Group allegedly picked kickbacks worth 100 crore rupees. That is another allegation which has been made by the CBI in the court. And then the CBI goes on to say that the South Group and some of the members had met Vijay Nair during their stay in Delhi. And then it goes on to say that there are some chats which they have accessed, and chats were pertaining to some alleged changes in the Delhi liquor policy. And these are the chats. This is the electronic evidence which the CBI seems to be relying on. Then the CBI goes on to say that the group of ministers, or the GOM report, was made reportedly in consultation with the South Group. The South Group had a hand in the same. In fact, it goes on to say that Hawala money trail had also been traced from Goa. Basically, CBI said that most of the transactions were made in cash, but they have found some Hawala trail related to Goa. Now, officers, CBI says that officers who opposed the notings were reportedly changed. Officers who weren't, who Sisodia, according to CBI, wasn't too happy with. Those officers were basically changed. Again, allegation by the CBI. Now, this is what the CBI had to say. What do these arguments mean, and how damning they could be for Arvind Kejriwal? Bhavtosh is joining us live to give us a bigger context into the same. Bhavtosh, I'll come to you. We were talking about the arguments which the CBI had made in the court. You had also earlier broken how, inside details of the CBI investigation which lasted for about 2 years. Give us more details on the same, and also help us understand how damning, as I said earlier, these allegations, these charges could be for Arvind Kejriwal.
Well, as far as Arvind Kejriwal is concerned, he was in fact questioned yesterday inside Tihar jail, and today he was produced before the court and then formally arrested. And CBI had a long argument and also tried seeking his custody of 5 days. Importantly, CBI has told the court that this is the last arrest as far as the excise policy scam is concerned. CBI, in fact, is the lead agency. CBI filed the FIR in this case, and then subsequently this predicate offence was used by the Enforcement Directorate to file its own money laundering case. Now, what the CBI has said is that they have been probing this case for a long time, but one of the reasons why they did not arrest Arvind Kejriwal, now this is the argument of CBI inside the courtroom, was the fact that they did not want to carry out an investigation which was overreaching. The fact that Supreme Court had given interim bail to Arvind Kejriwal so that he can carry out his own election campaign. They also informed the court that there was a South Group which allegedly paid kickbacks worth at least 100 crore rupees. This South Group was in fact using a charter flight which was in fact a fleet of aircraft owned by Sharad Reddy. Remember, Sharad Reddy was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate first, and subsequently he turned approver in this case. Sharad Reddy's wife owned these aircraft, and this aircraft was used to ferry all the members of South Group to Delhi. They stayed in a five-star hotel, used the convention center, and they used the photocopier to Xerox the excise policy. Now, at that point of time, the profit margin was just 5%, but subsequently, when the South Group lobbied and paid the kickbacks, the profit margin increased to 12%. CBI claims that this is the pivotal evidence that they have against Aam Aadmi Party. But having said that, Aam Aadmi Party has always debunked this, claiming that this is implanted evidence which is being used not only by the CBI but also by the Enforcement Directorate.
Bhavtosh, stay with us because there's a lot of politics also happening, viewers, over the Liquorgate case. In fact, the BJP has hit out at Arvind Kejriwal after the CBI arrested him, calling him the kingpin of the liquor policy scam. BJP alleged that the people of the national capital know that Kejriwal is guilty, and it is time that he should resign from his post. Listen in to the reactions coming in.
दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट के फैसले का हम सम्मान करते हैं। दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट ने आज अरविंद केजरीवाल को राहत देने से इनकार कर दिया, और केवल राहत देने से इनकार नहीं किया है, बल्कि जो ट्रायल कोर्ट का ऑर्डर था जिसको लेकर आम आदमी पार्टी और अरविंद केजरीवाल अपने आप को दोष मुक्त साबित करने पर तुले हुए थे, उसमें कई सारी खामियां थी, कमियां थी, उसको लेकर भी सख्त टिप्पणियां की है कि जब सुप्रीम कोर्ट राहत नहीं देता है, हाई कोर्ट राहत नहीं देता है, तब सडनली डेमोक्रेसी खतरे में आ जाती है। और जब वही लोअर कोर्ट, ट्रायल कोर्ट, सुप्रीम कोर्ट, हाई कोर्ट कोई राहत दे दे तो डेमोक्रेसी जीवित हो जाती है।
Meanwhile, the opposition has upped the ante against the BJP, calling Kejriwal's arrest by CBI quote-unquote vendetta politics. Opposition also accused the centre of misusing the central agencies for targeting the opposition leaders. Listen in.
I think it is clearly a witch hunt the way the agencies are working, and the government doesn't seem to understand that they have not come with a majority to be able to undermine these agencies. The way he was taken under arrest by the CBI late last night just goes to show that it's more less to do with investigation, more to do with political witch hunt, and it's extremely unfortunate because after all he is the elected Chief Minister of Delhi.
Whatever is happening with Mr. Arvind Kejriwal in terms of central investigation agencies, whether it is ED or CBI, it is a complete witch hunt. It is a sheer example of political vendetta. ED and CBIs have become shakhas of BJP. They are working at the beck and call of the BJP to choke the voice of dissent, to choke the voice of the opposition. And one of the strong voices of the opposition nationally is Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, who is the premier of Aam Aadmi Party. It is just a matter of time. Truth will come out and truth will triumph, and Mr. Arvind Kejriwal will be out as a free man.
All right, Akansha is also joining us live on the broadcast. Akansha, we spoke about the probe and what happened in the court earlier. Now let's talk about the politics as far as the liquor case is concerned. Heard the BJP and the Congress's reactions. What happens next? The war of words obviously escalating.
Well, absolutely. The war of words continues between Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP. Aam Aadmi Party is saying that this is a false case, a conspiracy on the behalf of the BJP. BJP knew that there would be some sort of relief from the Supreme Court today, and that is why they have used, in fact, the Central Bureau of Investigation to get Arvind Kejriwal arrested in another case. This is what the Aam Aadmi Party is saying. The opposition parties have also joined in the chorus, and they're saying that this is a witch hunt against the opposition parties, and agencies are being used against them. BJP, on the other hand, is saying that Arvind Kejriwal is the kingpin of this excise policy case, and the arrest by the Central Bureau of Investigation is justified. But politically, if we see this, Arvind Kejriwal will now remain behind the bars. Yesterday, he did not get any relief in the ED case. His release from the jail has been stayed by the Delhi High Court. As far as the CBI case is concerned, by 4:30, we'll know whether he'll be sent to the custody of the CBI or to the judicial custody. But definitely, the trouble is mounting for
absolutely
the
trouble mounting for Arvind Kejriwal. What his fate really is, what happens next, will we know only at 4:30. But war of words, politics, obviously escalating. Thank you, Akansha and Bhavtosh, for joining us with all these details regarding the Liquorgate case. In fact, shifting our focus now to Karnataka viewers, because there what started as a small debate over the creation of 3 deputy chief minister posts in Siddaramaiah government has now snowballed into a political slugfest, a massive flashpoint. With the story now taking a new color almost every day, several political conspiracy theories are literally floating around. Now the major focus is on the cabinet ministers, that is K.N. Rajanna and Zamir Ahmed, who have been advocating the sharing of power. However, the opposition BJP is convinced that this power tussle is nothing but actually a war of words and a power tussle between Siddaramaiah and D.K. Shivakumar. With chatters intensifying around the creation of multiple deputies, D.K. Shivakumar has broken his silence over the issue without giving away much. He has said that Chief Minister and Party Chief Mallikarjun Kharge, that is the statement which has been given. Let's listen into all the reactions which are coming in.
ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಪಾಪ ಖುಷಿ ಪಡೋನು ನಾನು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತದ ಯಾರು ಏನು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಬೇಡಿಕೆ ಮಾಡಲಿ, ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಯಾರಿಗೇನು ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಕೊಡ್ತದೆ. ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ನೀವು ಮಲ್ಲಿಕಾರ್ಜುನ್ ಖರ್ಗೆ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ರನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಜನರಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಭೇಟಿ ಮಾಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಚೀಫ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಕೇಳಿ.
In fact, fact, right from the first day this debate had started, the BJP has been saying that this is a power tussle between Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar. BJP basically believes that Siddaramaiah's faction is taking on DKS, that's DK Shivakumar, and after his brother DK Suresh, Lok Sabha's poll debacle. Let's listen into all the reactions which are coming in.
कांग्रेस बढ़ चुका है सीएम और डिप्टी सीएम के बीच में, उसका ही ये नतीजा है कि 3-4 कांग्रेस को भी डेमोक्रेसी से मतलब नहीं है और काम करने से मतलब नहीं है, सिर्फ पावर हंग्री है। और सीएम डिप्टी सीएम बनना चाहता है, सीएम अपनी कुर्सी बचाना चाहता है, उसका संघर्ष का ये नतीजा है 3-4 डिप्टी बन गए। इट इज द अगेंस्ट द विल ऑफ द पीपल ऑफ कर्नाटक।
Since the day it has assumed the power, there is always a fight for power, fight for position. MLA wants to become minister, minister wants to become deputy CM wants to become CM. So they want all rotation for monthly basis CM, yearly basis CM, 1 deputy CM, 5 deputy CM, 10 deputy CM. Somebody says, oh, make all the ministers as deputy CM. So all the designation can be seen and enjoyed by the MLAs. They are not worried about the people.
In the past, I had read the news item that DK Shivakumar had warned all his party leaders not to discuss about the deputy chief minister in public domain. But once again, the issue has come to the fore. It is clear the Siddaramaiah faction is out to cut DK Shivakumar power after the Lok Sabha polls debacle. He could not even get his brother elected to the Lok Sabha. Now they feel there is a chance that there can be more deputy chief minister, which was not possible earlier.
In fact, Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivakumar's brother and former Congress MP DK Suresh made a sensational remark on the ongoing debate. When the demand for the creation of 3 Deputy Chief Minister posts had grabbed headlines, DK Suresh proposed that Congress party can actually create 5 Deputy Chief Minister posts.
ಪಕ್ಷ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡಿ ಇನ್ನೂ 5 ಜನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು. DK ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರ ವಿಚಾರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 8 ಬಾರಿ ಗೆದ್ದಂತ ರಾಮಲಿಂಗಾರೆಡ್ಡಿ ಅವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, 8 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಸುದೀರ್ಘ ಪಕ್ಷಾಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದಂತ ಪರಮೇಶ್ವರ್ ಅವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕಾರ್ಯಾಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದಂತ ಸತೀಶ್ ಜಾರಕಿಹೊಳಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಮತ್ತೊಬ್ಬ ಕಾರ್ಯಾಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದಂತ ಈಶ್ವರ್ ಖಂಡ್ರೆ ಅವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ.